Hey there, how you doing? This is Carville Bailey. While I got a second, I want to explain to you the reason why most athletes have a difficult time on the court. Why most athletes have a difficult time on the court is because they don't really know how to properly communicate. So, here's what I mean by that. A lot of athletes don't understand how to properly let their teammate know when they're open. A lot of athletes don't properly know how to let their coach know when they're tired. And then lastly, a lot of athletes don't properly know how to communicate with the opposing team and or the referees. So again, not knowing how to communicate to let your teammates know when you're open, or like when to get you the ball at the right place at the right time in the right spot. They also don't know how to properly communicate to their coach when they're tired. And then the last thing, they don't know how to properly communicate with everything else and everybody else around them, even though they should block it out, everybody outside the lines. But inside the lines, which includes the opposing team and the referees, they don't necessarily know how to effectively communicate. And all three of those things you need in order to be a successful athlete, really a successful leader, but we're talking about basketball. So you have to properly know how to communicate to your teammates on when, how, why, so that you can be the best that you can be. The second thing, you have to be able to properly communicate to your coach when you're tired. First thing that goes when you're tired is your mind, right? And then once your mind goes, you're not in the game, so you're not productive. And a lot of players don't want to come out because they don't understand that really it's a privilege to come out the game because you're playing hard enough to where you need a break, right? Many athletes just kind of go like halfway through, through the motions, and they're giving 50, 60, sometimes like a maximum 80, 85%. And then because they know that they still have something left, they feel as though they don't want to come out. But by that time, really, they're already tired and fatigued mentally. And so that break will help them, but they don't know how to properly communicate to the coach because they think that it's something wrong with being taken out the game. All right, the third thing, the final thing that I'm going to give you today, reason why athletes don't necessarily excel the way that they should excel, because they don't know how to properly communicate with the opposing team, right? We talked about communicating with your team, talked about communicating with your coach, but knowing how to properly communicate with the opposing team. If the opposing team says something, gets under your skin, whatever it is, how are you going to respond? How are you going to communicate with them with that? And sidebar, or let's draw a dash between that, the opposing players, how you communicate with them, and then finally, how do you communicate with the officials? Because if you don't know how to properly communicate with the officials, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long game. And communication is not just verbal. Communication is nonverbal. And nonverbal communication is body language, facial expressions, all those things. So athletes have to know how to do those three things so that they can take their game to the next level. So listen, if you want to take your game to the next level, and if you or your athlete need help on taking your game to the next level, go check out this free case study that I did at b2bsdhoopsmastery.com. That's b2bsdhoopsmastery.com. Check out the free case study. It'll help you. And if you want my help to personally help you or your athletes, then it'll allow you to schedule a call with us, and then we can help you and get you going right there. All right, but those are the three things that most athletes don't know how to do, that hinders them from being the best player that they can be. All right, Carville Bailey, talk to you.